All right, and if there's anything else to come before this meeting, and then we will move into remarks by our newly elected council members. All right, okay, Mr. Erickson. Yeah, you can probably do it.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year to everybody. First, I'd like to start off to thanking all the voters this year who came out to vote. You know, this is government, and government is one of the things that we all sit around with our friends and we talk about, complain about, and you know, discuss how things could be done better. But a lot of people don't participate. And so if you took the time this year to go to the polls and you took the time to vote, then you've taken the first step in making our government and our community a better place. So I really want to thank the voters for coming out. I'd like to thank my supporters. Running for city council is not a one-person operation. It takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of help from people who, you know, feel the same way that you do and want to move the city and your community in a better place. And so without supporters, I could not do it. There's petitioning, there's going door to door, there's people creating literature and kind of helping with prepping for debates and things like that. And so without supporters, again, I thank them very much. My parents, my mom and dad, the most important thing that they taught me was to do everything I do with integrity and honesty. And for them, that was the greatest lesson I could have taken, and I do that every day that I come into this chamber and I work in city council. And so I thank them very much for the most important lesson in my life. My in-laws, Linda and Ron was my campaign finance person, so being somebody who's done campaign finance in the past, that's a tough job, and so I thank you for managing that for me. And lastly, and most importantly, my wife Justine and my two kids, Carl and Max. Council is sometimes very time-consuming, and finding that right balance between time with the family and the 24/7 nature of city council is always difficult. But without my wife accommodating me just about every day, I wouldn't be able to find that balance. And so I'm very grateful that I'm able to spend lots of time with my family and also serve the community in an efficient manner. So thank you, Justine. 3 years ago, I was sworn in for the first time after winning an election for a partial term. And I talked about a lot of different things. I talked about bold new ideas. I talked about being on the city council is a dare to be great moment, is I think the term that I used. And it absolutely is. I've worked very hard over these last 3 years to make sure that we think outside the box, that we think of how could we do things in our city better than the way we've done them before, to question, to ask lots of questions. So, too many sometimes, thank you. You know, committee meetings sometimes go a little long because I've got lots of questions. But I ask lots of questions for two reasons. One, I'm not going to vote on something that I don't fully understand. And two, sometimes we don't have the choice between a good option and a bad option. We have the choice between a bad option and a less bad option. And so the public, when they see how things get done, sometimes they might get frustrated. And I think that asking these questions in public and having an opportunity for the people who are proposing them to explain them in a public forum, they're able to understand why we make the decisions we make and why we vote the way we do and why we implement the things we implement. And so I think asking these questions in public is critically important, and I will pledge to continue to do so. I make the decisions and vote the best way I know how. Being on the council, I've learned quite a few things over the last couple of years, and you're never going to make everybody happy. I was told by somebody beginning of this campaign that I wasn't going to win re-election. They said, "Carl, you're pissing off the wrong people." And this person, you know, I felt had the finger of the pulse of the people and understood, you know, politics much better than I did. And turns out that I didn't piss off the wrong people. Apparently, people liked what I was doing, and so I was reelected. And so I'm grateful again, to the people who voted for me and put me in office again. I'd like to thank my colleagues in the council. John, best of luck. Marion, congratulations to both of you. I look forward to working with both of you going forward, as well as the rest of the council. Madam President and the Mayor, thank you all very much, and Happy New Year.